Ben Shelton might be known for his unique celebration and his record-setting serve.
Well, there's the fastest serve of the tournament.
But it's his winning mentality that separates him from his peers and has helped make him millions. First, let's take a look at his childhood years. Number 7. Ben Shelton's early life. Now, Ben Shelton was born in Atlanta, Georgia on October 9, 2002. It's not a surprise that he went on to become a tennis star, as he hails from a family of tennis players. His father Brian was a professional player from 1989 to 1997. He even won 2 ATP Tour singles titles and reached number 55 in the world. His best result was reaching the 4th round at Wimbledon in 1994. Upon retirement, he became a coach. He oversaw the women's tennis team at Georgia Tech until 2012, before moving on to coach the men's team at the University of Florida until 2023. Ben's mother Lisa also played tennis. She was a highly ranked junior player. Even his uncle Todd Whitskin played professional tennis. Early on in Ben's life, his toughest opponent was his older sister Emma. 2 years older than Ben, Emma is a 4-time Gainesville Sun Player of the Year and went on to sign with the University of South Carolina as a 5-star prospect. Afterward, she transferred to the University of Florida. Despite the clear tennis superiority in his household, Ben's first love was American football. As a natural lefty, he had fun playing the quarterback position. Initially, he was drawn to team sports, so football was his go-to. But when he turned 12 years old, he made the life-changing decision of zoning in on tennis. Number 6. How he started tennis. Luckily for Ben, when he made the switch over to tennis, he already had a coach waiting for him. By that time, his dad was an established tennis coach and knew how to build up Ben's game. When Ben turned 16, he had thought about playing in the ITF Junior Tournament, but his dad advised him not to because he wasn't the best player in America, so there was no point in playing abroad yet. This helped Ben spend more time developing his game. Before Ben turned pro, he played for the Gators, where his dad coached full-time. Florida had never won the men's national championship in tennis, but that changed in 2021 when Brian as a coach and son Ben as a player played their respective role in taking home the national championship. Ben, then a freshman, even clinched the deciding singles match. So that must have truly been a beautiful moment between the dynamic of father and son duo. After Ben's successful run at the 2022 Cincinnati Masters, he announced he would forego his remaining college eligibility to turn professional. Number 5. Accomplishments. Ben's professional career started off with a bang as he reached the finals of Georgia's Rome Challenger. He followed that up with the semifinal appearance just a week later. He made his ATP debut in Atlanta as a wild card and got his very first ATP win under his belt. It was after this point that he played in the 2022 Cincinnati Masters and won the entire thing. During his US Open debut, he recorded the second fastest serve of the tournament at 139 miles per hour. He earned his first challenger title later that year with a win over Christopher Eubanks. Ben debuted in the top 100 of the rankings, ending the year at world number 97. He also became the youngest player in ATP Challenger Tour history to win 3 titles in 3 weeks, and the youngest American in the top 250. It wouldn't take Ben long to crack the top 50 as he made deep runs in several majors in 2023. Perhaps his most impressive finish was his semifinal appearance at the 2023 US Open. Although he ran into the eventual champ Djokovic, the deep run was enough to propel Ben into the top 20. Although Ben's career is just starting off, he has already earned millions. Number 4. Career earnings. In his very first year as a pro, Ben earned nearly $200,000 in singles tournaments and an additional $20,000 playing doubles. 2023 has taken his earnings to the next level. With several deep runs in major tournaments, he has been racking in the cash. For his semifinal finish at the US Open, he earned a whopping $775,000. He also earned $350,000 for his major runs earlier in the year. All in all, his tournament winnings have almost reached the $2 million mark. And that is not taking into account his sponsors. Currently, his clothing is sponsored by the Swiss brand On, while his racket is sponsored by Yonex. Now, we just know that those sponsorship deals must be juicy, as Ben is one of the best young stars in tennis. And that is pretty evident by his surging popularity and fan base. Number 3. Social media. On Instagram, Ben has nearly 500,000 followers. It seems as if his popularity is growing day by day. One reason for that is his personality on the tennis court. Ben even has a signature celebration which he pulled out when he beat Francis Tiafoe. After winning that match, Ben celebrated by mimicking picking up a phone. He later explained his celebration was inspired by American track and field star Grant Holloway, and it was meant to let everyone know that he was dialed in. Since then, it has become a staple of his, and even some of his opponents have done it in mockingly after beating him. As for his personal life, Ben is dating tennis player Mariana Hurley. The couple has been spotted numerous times at concerts and restaurants. Fans even believe that sooner rather than later, Mariana will have a ring on her finger. An inspiring aspect of Ben's game has been his mentality, which has propelled him to new heights in his young tennis career. Number 2, winning mentality. All athletes need a winning mentality to really excel in their sport. The pressure and stress of one's profession can really break down someone if they don't have mental fortitude. But that doesn't seem to be a concern for Ben, who when he was just 16 years old had that it factor. To this day, Ben remains a process-driven player who focuses on not getting caught up in the peaks and valleys of being a tennis player. He even said, quote, "I'm not dwelling on every single point whether I win or lose. If I make a bad error, I can laugh it off. I'm just taking everything that I can get right now, enjoying everything that I have, and not stressing too much." But the big thing is that he lives for those big pressure moments. His fearless mentality has allowed him to play under the bright lights and excel. Even more so, Ben believes that he was born to be the best in the world and to win a Grand Slam championship. And the way that he has been going, it seems as if he really will be the face of American tennis moving forward. Ben also applies this mentality to his studies. Despite being a tennis star, he is determined to earn his degree. He takes 2 online classes. One is about entrepreneurship and the other covers international business. Ben credits these subjects for helping him take his mind off of tennis. It's almost as if he's unwinding by studying. The subject matter also shows his intellect because as his popularity increases, he will become a business himself, and having knowledge of how to be an entrepreneur and handling different businesses will be invaluable. His net worth will also reap the awards of his current study plans. Number 1, his net worth. Ben Shelton has just started his tennis journey and has already won millions. Unfortunately, for young Ben, he will have to give back a lot of it to taxes and his coaches, so his overall winnings total is substantially lower. But at the same time, he is sponsored by world-renowned brands and is becoming more and more popular by the day. So there should be plenty of million-dollar years to come in Ben's life. But for now, we would estimate that his net worth is somewhere around the $1 million mark or a tad lower.